Well, we've come over to Churtopia and we're going to find out all about churros. We've got Daniel just putting the mix into well, is it fat, Daniel? What do we call it?
Hot oil.
Hot oil, there you are. So we're putting the mix into the hot oil, and once that's in there, then Daniel's going to come round and tell us all about the process of what it is that he's making. And I can tell you from last year that there was almost never a time at Daniel's stand where there wasn't a queue of people. It's a very popular product you have, and it comes from Spain, doesn't it?
That's correct. The actual product, the Spanish churros, named after the Spanish churro sheep, traditionally believed to be made by the shepherds on the mountainsides as a staple food. And it's been developed over the years, but really only sort of what you see here, the mechanics of it have developed. Essentially, it's still a long stick of fried dough. Just flour, salt and water, that's all that's in it. And but what nature puts together in the wheat for months and months and months on the hillside then has to be unpacked in minutes and prepared to become a real flavoursome, good-looking, crispy, light and fluffy product. So you have to hit all the buttons, and it's quite difficult to do that, but if you get it right, it's really, really nice.
Well, I know it's really, really nice because I had far too many of them last year. And you offer a range of different sort of toppings, if you like, don't you?
Yes, we do. We make our own toppings because it's always nice to give something a little special, a little personal. So what we do is we have a chocolate and a lemon. The chocolate at the moment is 85% Colombian cacao, pure single variety. We do two others as well, and then we blend it to become a thick sauce for dipping. So you get a big, thick blob of chocolate on the end, and you eat it. And the other one, the lemon, is lemon oil, lemon juice, and cane sugar, all infused to give a real whoosh, almost like a crispy pancake almost effect, even though they're churros when you eat it.
Now, what have we been in there for? A couple of minutes now, would you say?
Yeah, it's approximately 2 minutes. The churro goes in. It's kind of a light sort of colour to start with. I've got a bit here. There you go. That's what it looks like to start with. That sort of colour, and then slowly they crisp up, and eventually the product that you end up with is fluffy white in the middle, almost a translucent brown crispy edge, where the glue in the wheat sets around the edge. So the thing doesn't absorb the oil, it just expands in the oil. The oil is merely a medium of heat exchange.
All right, so they look as though they're well on the way. Yeah, so perhaps if we can get these coming out of the oil, and then I'm going to get you out the front to talk about the unit, because I know there's a very special story to that as well, but let's just see them coming out. They do look good, don't they? They really do look good. And they're all slightly different shapes as well, so there's a bit of art going on there too.
We call them gourmet portions because they vary every time. It's a personal product. You know, you get 6 churros, some are longer, some are shorter, but essentially they're full of passion, and that's the main thing. There we go.
All right, so that's the latest batch of churros, and we'll get Daniel round the front now, and then I'd like him to tell us the story of this unit, because if I remember correctly from last year when we talked, this was sort of made to measure, wasn't it?
Absolutely. The initial business was set up in a small market town of Yeovil, and we had my father, who helped me to set up the business up, we worked on it together, had a X amount of space to put it into. So we had the unit made small like this, to fit that space, but over the years it's proved to be invaluable, because many of the places we go to like this are quite small to get into, so we're able to bring the Spanish churros and the sauces to towns to sort of share the love of the product with the people as well, which is really good.
And are you aware of anybody else in Britain doing churros?
Yes, there are a few people out there doing them, but it's like anything with churros. Because it's just flour, salt and water, the only thing you can do different, really, is put your personal stamp on it. Yeah. You can go to Spain and try churros, probably good and bad. You can come to England and try churros, good and bad. but it's down to every person that's making them to inject their personal flair, and you can bring out the flavour of the wheat. That's the important thing, and that's the thing that's quite difficult, I think. But yeah, there's other people doing it for sure.
And what do you do? Do you go around to exhibitions and things in the summer?
Absolutely. We actually the summer and the winter. Oddly enough, people say the summer's good, but the winter's even better. We do sort of Dickensian fairs where we dress up in the outfits, and people love the hot churros on a cold night. Yeah. It goes down really well, and it seems to warm the heart and the stomach at the same time. It's good.
Fantastic. And how's Flavour Fest been for you this year?
Fantastic. Again, we're in a different position to what we were last year, but the people have just turned out in their multitudes, despite some periodic precipitations. People have turned up and are enjoying the festival and sampling. People are sampling, they're trying it, and they're coming back. We have more repeat customers here than ever before. So that's really good.
Well, it's terrific to see you, Daniel, and hopefully we'll see you again at Flavour Fest next year. But thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, Tim.